My dudes, what's going on? Welcome to episode 2 of the Combat Guide series, where we go over every combat stat in the game. This episode, we're covering multi-kill, mob respawn, and kill per kill. Ever want to cause mass murder on 200k green spores an hour? Look at those stupid punchable faces. Well, this is the video for that. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's start off by what is multi-kill. Multi-kill is a construction that can be unlocked as soon as you enter World 3, known as the Death Note. In order to proc multi-kill in the first place, you must have 100% accuracy and 2 times max damage of the total HP of that specific mob. Basically, you start off with the base kill of 1, which is equivalent to 100% multi-kill. So every multi-kill percent is an addition to that one base kill, but that 100% multi-kill is actually invisible. Multi-kill does not affect experience or rare drops, but does increase the amount of base materials you receive, so it's very strong for 3D printing. All the multi-kill percent on top of that one base kill can be split into these 2 categories. First category, which is additive, also known as base multi-kill, and second category, which is multiplicative, also known as multi-kill per tier. Base multi-kill is the easy part. It's a flat rate additive. For instance, if you have the necklace that gives you 30% multi-kill, it just adds onto it. So if you have 150% multi-kill, the 30% necklace will equal out to 180% multi-kill. Nice and easy. The second part is multiplicative, aka multi-kill per tier. When they refer to per tier, they are talking about the damage tier. You can see at the bottom of your AFK menu where your accuracy usually is. So for instance, in your Death Note is multi-kill per tier for that world. So example, you have 50% multi-kill per tier and you are on ×5 damage tier, that would equal to 250% total multi-kill. Now for the last explanation. We need to know how damage tiers work. The damage required to reach the next tier is doubled from the previous tier. Let's use green mushrooms for this example. They have 10 HP. In order to proc multi-kill, you need to do 20 damage. For the next damage tier, which would be ×2, you would need 40 damage. And for ×3, you would need 80 damage, so on and so forth. 3 or more damage tier, multi-kill per tier is better. But if you have 3 or less, base multi-kill is better. But both multi-kills are required late game. By the way, you can look on the wiki to try to see if you can find any multi-kill, but there's literally nothing to go off of. So we had a lot of external help to help easily water this down and explain it to everybody on a general basis. If you want to get into the math of things, it gets a lot more complicated. Now let's go over all the sources you can find multi-kill. Every source I'll list will be followed by base multi-kill or multi-kill per tier, so you understand what the difference is. Start off with achievements. Achievements are base multi-kill. So the Wazam achievement, which Wazam 125 rooms in the World 2 party dungeon, will give you 6% bonus base multi-kill for all characters. Also, Just Passing By, which is past 30 rooms in the World 2 party dungeon, will also award 2% base multi-kill bonus. And if you guys don't know how to get this achievements done, I have a World 2 party dungeon guide that will be a card in the top right about now. And we have Too Cute to Live, which will give you 5% total multi-kill on all monsters. This is just a different wording. It's just base multi-kill. In the Arcade Golem Ball Shop, when in rotation, you can get multi-kill percent per tier, and it maxes at 5% at level 100. But remember, it's multi-kill per tier, so this is a good multiplier. Death Note in construction can be upgraded to level 51 for a max of 100% base multi-kill. And in the Death Note itself is multi-kill percent per tier for that specific world, so get to mauling. But remember, if you have a bunch of multi-kill in World 1 from killing all those creatures, it does not carry over to World 2 or World 3. They have their own specific Death Note. And for card, we only have one, which is Kalami, which is from World 4, and it gives multi-kill percent per tier up to 7% at 4-star. And once again, here we are. Back to alchemy. We have a big bubble that has to be equipped in the yellow cauldron known as Mr. Massacre, which gives you huge multi-kill percent per tier, but requires an annoying amount of salts. This is a huge bubble. You want this whenever you're doing any sort of multi-kill. And for Vile, you have Slowergy Drink, which comes from the Frozen Souls, which give percent base multi-kill per multi-kill tier for all worlds, which means the more skulls you have, the higher the Vile scales. And in the post office, we have Utilitarian Capsule, which gives printer percent sample, percent multi-kill per tier, and percent cash. This one is half decent box for sure. Wouldn't necessarily suggest to push it, but it's something to come in when you start getting a lot of boxes. Prayer is a little bit of a hefty one, known as the Balance of Pain, which awards percent multi-kill per damage tier at the sacrifice of defense and accuracy. which can be obtained at Clash of Clans Wave 21. And no, you don't need a level 14 Town Hall to get this prayer. If you get that reference, you might be a gamer. Shout out to the mobile users. And at the Salt Lick, for the cost of some purple salts, you can buy yourself some shiny multi-kill percent, and this one's located on page 2. We only got one stamp for multi-kill, which awards base multi-kill, but be warned, this racks up the price quite quickly and drops from the majority of World 3 creatures, starting at Blokes until Thermeisters, and also drops from Cheezor. For star signs, we have Kalingo, which is plus 15% base multi-kill, but there are better star signs than this one, so I wouldn't necessarily suggest taking it. Now on to Obels. All of these are base multi-kill. So we have the Bronze Obel multi-kill, which just gives 1%, Silver Obel of Mega Kill, which gives 2%, the Golden Obel of Ultra Kill, which gives 1 weapon power, 3 multi-kill percent. We have the Platinum Obel of Kilimanjaro, which gives you 1 weapon power and 5% multi-kill, and the Dementia Obel of Killionaire, which awards 2 weapon power and 10% multi-kill. We also have the Big Juicer Chips, known as the Wood Chip, which gives 15% per tier and can equip multiple on one character, so you can stack these as high as you want. And last but certainly not least, we have armor and keychain. We have the Nougat Cake Fedora, which you can get from the Nougat Cake achievement, which gives you 15% multi-kill. We have the Hollow Tail Pendant, which can be bought in the Flurbo shop, which gives you 30% multi-kill, and Pitzer Handchain, which could give you 2 stats of both multi-kills, so the maximum you get out of per keychain would be 24% multi-kill. But good luck getting one of those rolls. Yep, and that's just multi-kill. I know you need a degree in mathematics to make sense of it, but it's okay. That's why I'm here, to help make more sense of the matter. But we ain't done now, it's time for the easier stuff. But while you're here, might as well click that red button, or else minus 50 DKP. You know what I'm saying, my dude? Now on to Mob Respawn. Mob Respawn increases the kills per hour and actively reduces the time the mobs spend dead. So I won't teach you how to snapshot Mob Respawn, but Mob Respawn is loaded upon entering a map. So your gear from the previous load will be shown in the next map. Mob Respawn helps maximize your base kills for rare drops. So a mixture of multi-kill and Mob Respawn really goes a long way. The sources of Mob Respawn are a lot less. Let's start off with star signs. So the first one we have is Grim Reaper, which gives you 2% Mob Respawn, and Grim Reaper Major, which gives you 4% Mob Respawn if level 60 or higher. There's a few choices for weapons, but remember, these are quite late game. You have Diabolical Gauntlets, which rewards you 10% Mob Respawn, Diabolical Flesh Reaper, which gives you 8% Mob Respawn, Diabolical Continuit, which gives you 8% Mob Respawn, and Diabolical Optical, which gives you 8% Mob Respawn. You also have a couple of accessories, such as the Deathly Cluster Pendant, which awards 10% Mob Respawn, Cheezor Blankie, which drops from Cheezor, that gives you 3% Mob Respawn, and the craftable upgradable Cheezor Scarf, that gives you 5% Mob Respawn, and it's called the Cheezor's Caustic Scarf. And we have a keychain that is tier 3 keychain that rewards 1 weapon power, 10 defense, and up to 6% mob respawn per miscellaneous. So in total, you can have a maximum of 12% mob respawn for the one keychain. But like I said before, good luck getting that roll. Just to give you an example of the build difference between multi-kill and mob respawn, for mob respawn, it is better to run over multi-kill when you're farming for rare drops. So drop rate and mob respawn are a way to go due to multi-kill only gives base materials. But multi-kill, on the other hand, is much better for things such as pushing Death Note for green spores for money percent, and also going through portals. Also excels in 3D printer. And before anybody says anything, green spore tea is better than plank top tea. Changed my mind. And finally, our last one is kill per kill. Kill per kill is actually really basic, and to our knowledge, kill per kill also works both active and AFK, except the goldfish file. Kill per kill, which gives you a percent chance to get an extra kill, so 1 kill equals 2. Doesn't affect experience, drop rate, or money. It's specifically just extra kills for portals and death notes. Now, where do we find sources of kill per kill? Well, all the new talents have this skill. They give you a talent such as Stacked Skulls, which gives plus percent kill per 1,000 agility. Each kill is worth more kills. Same with Squires, but they use Strength, and Mages use Wisdom. And we also have another big bubble in the Quick Cauldron, aka the Green Cauldron, which is called Kill per Kill, which when equipped, it gives you a percent of extra kills for Death Notes and opening portals. This is also massive if you are pushing portals, especially if you're in World 4. Now, there's a couple of sources that aren't considered kill per kill, but work exactly the same. And those are Killer's Bright Side node that gives you a flat 2 times monster kills, which is massive, and Seawater Vial, which is the goldfish vial, but it only works if you're active. There you go, my dudes. Episode 2 of Combat Guide series. Not gonna lie, learning completely how MultiKill worked melted my brain. Hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I explained it enough to make sense of the matter. And if you want to watch a mid-stream, like most of my chat says, but seems keep coming back day after day, check me out on Twitch. There'll be a pinned comment below. We're also briefing life into the subreddit, so make sure to join that as well with funny memes, IdleOn achievements, and cool art. Anyways, my dudes, tune in for our next IdleOn video. Stay safe, happy grinding, and peace out.